Righto dudes, here's the plan, right? I'll come up with these silly ideas, but I've got 5 minutes, so I'm gonna, as you can see, we've got the long reach shootout, so we're gonna get started on that soon. But here's the plan, I wanna play Brumbies, right? So, I wanna get these big wheels onto the Brumby without chopping the Brumby up. So, what you gotta do, right, is, see here on your Brumby wheels, in between the studs there, okay, is approximately 140 mil, right? So you've got 140 mil stud to stud, right? And then when you look on a 6 stud wheel like this, okay, it also, center of stud to center of stud, works out to be around about 140 mil. So in theory, if I smash out 2 of those Subaru studs, okay, I'll be able to bolt the wheel on, right? I'll be able to bolt a wheel, smash those 2 out, and bolt the wheel onto there. Then I've got the other studs here where I can center punch them, drill them, and put studs in. Okay, now, does that make sense to you guys? It makes sense to me, so I'll be able to bolt a 4-wheel drive wheel on. Now, I've got plenty of wheels here, different offsets, different sizes. Definitely want to run a 15. I'd like to get a 3110R on there. Okay, but then I'm going to have to chop the guard apart, okay, but I can bolt it on to start with, we can turn it and make sure it's got steering clearance in there, okay, but then what I'm going to do is I've got this wagon, okay, this is just junk, right, it's rusty, it's terrible, it's shit, so I'm going to do it to this one. We're going to get this one in on one of the stands, and that way I can chop the guard out, okay, and it won't matter. I can belt all this in, and we can do, you can see it's all rusted out, see inside here and stuff. So that's going to give us something to beat on and cut and know what to do basically, so we don't destroy a Brumby. The white Brumby that you saw previously is not the one I'm going to use. I'm probably going to use that red one because it's a lot better body, okay. Yeah, but we're going to get that up on the stand, try and fit some wheels up. Obviously the rear ones we can't do, but I can make a pretty good judgment on the rear ones to what it's going to do, because the rear of the Brumby is very, very similar inside here. The shock mounts and all that sort of stuff. We'll actually go and check that out now to see what it does. But I'm pretty positive that the rear ends mount the same. I know the centers are the same, it's just it's got the door there instead of just the side panel, right? So we'll just walk back over this here and have a bit of a look in there. You saw how the shock tower come down, yeah. So here she is here. It is slightly different the way the shocking mounts, so yeah, but it should be relatively the same. If I'm going to move that shock, that's fine, we'll put some sort of wheel tub in it and alter the rear tray, but it's just the price you pay for fame sometimes, isn't it? Alright dudes, so I hope you understand what I'm trying to do, but I'll show you anyway. So alright, here we go, eh? Righto, we've got her up on the stand. Okay, Carl's already knocked out 2 of the studs, okay, out of here, so you need to understand what we're saying. We're going to slip that over. We're going to take, neither of my cars have got a front bumper, so we're going to take that bull bar off. I'm definitely not using it, and we'll take off this here because we're going to have to mark and cut this out, which is then going to give us, that'll give us what we're going to take off the other one, because I don't want to wreck the other car. I'm sure you understand that, even though you're probably saying I'm wrecking this one, but you got to start somewhere, don't you? But alright, so I'll give you a bit more of an update in a minute. We'll get this pulled apart, get a wheel sitting up there, mark it, cut it, and it should be sick. Righto, so you can see we've cut that there. Alright, so that's pretty much in with the body there for the wheel. We marked it a bit, and I've left that next to that there, so I'm just going to have to cut that bit there. Alright, and that'll hopefully give us enough clearance to get this wheel on. Righto, that doesn't look ridiculous at all, does it? Alright, so we're going to do a fair bit of cutting, so I'll really get stuck in. It is going to go higher obviously with the lift kit, but I don't know if I'll get away with running a 31. But we'll keep going, we'll see what she's going to do. Who knows, we'll just keep chopping, and yeah, but it looks like there's a fair bit of clearance. See in behind there, there's still a fair bit of steering clearance, and it's going to clear on the strut, see up in here. So if you can see, there's room to the strut. So this has actually got heavy duty springs in it. There's the yellow on them, or is that rust? I think it's rust. Anyway, yeah, and it clears all in here. So, all right, we'll chop it apart. Righto, we had to cut a bit more. This here is just a tray, so I just chopped that out of there because it was fouling on the tyre on the inside. We've chopped that one there back further, okay, and then this side here we've had to chop right back. Don't forget that we're putting a flare on this, so it'll hide all of this, okay. Where I've chopped here, that's your inside of the car. I don't know if you can see it just there, inside there, but that's just the sill, so I can recap that sill even if I've got to take out this whole piece here and fabricate a piece to go in. It should be pretty good. So we're still just checking for clearances. We'll put this wheel back on and we'll show you what the clearances are. We're getting there, like it's going to be pretty mad. Righto, we've got our wheel back on. Right, so turn her in, Carl. As you can see, she comes up there and she's just tagging there. So just here. Okay, so we can take a little bit more out of there and it'll be all right. But see the dish on these wheels, which is sort of that, and then we've got those ones on this Land Cruiser here that looks like the dish goes out further. So we'll try them on in a sec. All right, go the other way, dude. All right, now she's just hitting just in there and just at the back. So we'll get in and we'll get in there now and I'll get that other bit at the back out so it'll turn all the way, and we'll also try one of those other wheels off that thing. So we're getting there, like it's going to be mad cool. You reckon? Or am I just off me dial? But anyway, we'll keep going, guys. Alright, so we tried a different set of wheels. So these are those ones off the Hilux with the bigger dish. So they stick out. See, they stick out a fair bit, right? But they give us a lot more clearance on the inside. Like that's at full lock. And see up the top there, that clears heaps. Yeah, but it still hits here at the back. So I'm going to put the other wheel on and put the other wheel on and we'll see how much it sticks out and what it does, and then I'll chop out that inside again and see where we end up. We're getting there though, like we'll be able to get them on, and the back, I don't know what we're going to do there, but yeah, anyway. Righto guys, after 14 laps around the yard trying to find what we're going to use, okay, 3110Rs are too big a tyre. We've found some 235 70-15s which give us a smaller tyre. Cause the reason is as we keep chopping away, that's the door hinge, right? And there's just not enough room. We found these Pajero rims, okay, which have a nice dish. See, they're sort of concaved. And if I polish that outer lip and do gloss black in there, it'll look good, okay? Yeah, and it gives me, instead of it sticking out massively, it's hard for you to tell, but it gives me about 75mm hanging out, so 100mm flare will be just sort of nice. So Carl's mission tomorrow, before I get here, I've got toes to do in the morning, is to stick those 235s on those rims, so then we can fit that up. This afternoon I'm going to try and get this nut undone and these studs out so we can have a half a chop and see what the offset's going to do. And Mia's going to, what are you going to do, Mia? Whatever that is. So we're getting there. Alright guys, the Brumby Ute, here we go. Now we've had a bit of a change today. Now yesterday we were playing around with the blue wagon, okay. So you got a new victim up here. Okay, so we had the blue wagon, didn't have the lift kit in it. We went through and looked for some other tyres. Instead of running the big 3110Rs, we found some 235 75-15s, which we fitted them up, and then Letho walks past once again and goes, "You dickheads, they're the same size, just in metric." So relatively the same size, so it didn't give us any clearance, okay. We've decided on these Pajero wheels, okay, as you can see. So what he's done for me, because, okay, I better explain this Brumby. Okay, this is a Brumby that I had in the yard, didn't belong to me, okay. This one didn't belong to me, it belonged to another bloke. I rang him today and I bought this one off him, and the reason that I bought this one off him is because it actually has a lift kit in it. Okay, so the lift kits, the way they work in these is, see the spaces here, okay, that one there, 50mm, 2-inch. Okay, so there's that one, there's one under there as well, and it spaces it all the way along basically, and then the gearbox spaces down here, see that one, and there, okay. It has a different steering shaft which is just up through there, and there's your struts, right, the same as what we were playing with yesterday. And actually on top of the struts, there's also another, like a big fat spacer, 50mm 2-inch again, to bring it bigger. So my plan is to do what we done yesterday, okay? Make our clearances, get our clearances right, but at the moment we've got that 2-inch lift kit in it, which will hopefully alter, it'll hopefully alter where this tyre lands in conjunction with the floor, if that makes sense to you. It makes sense to me, and once again, that's all that really matters, okay? And we may add another 25mm, another inch, so I can drop those top plates down and put another 25mm in, which will give us a 75mm body lift, and then running a 15-inch wheel instead of a 14-inch wheel, then with the big sidewall and all the rest of it to get us up in the air and all happening. So we're gonna cut this apart like we were yesterday and see where we end up. The rear, at least this time with the rear, he's got them bolted up, which is awesome, okay? And we can chop this bit here out and we can get this on the ground and see what it's gonna do. And our offset there looks really good. Yeah, so even up in the back there with the suspension parts, there's plenty of clearance. So I'm actually very, very happy with how that looks. They don't stick out that far, so I reckon we'll get away with, you know, like that's not too bad, is it? Like that's not sticking out that far, but it looks awesome. Like that's she's gonna be a beast. All right, yeah. So flares, 75 to 100mm flares, which won't be too excessive. Right, start cutting it apart. Give you a look. Here we go. Righto. See, we are back at it again, dudes. All right. So what I've done, okay, is I've pulled this strut out. Okay, which is sitting here on my thingo, and that there, right, that is your spacer. Okay, so that goes in on top of the strut here, and then goes up there into that hole, and that's what lifts the suspension on one of these Brumbies. Okay, so that there, in theory, it should be a 50mm lift kit, right? So 50mm lift kit, so that's 50. That's 50 overall. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and buy some pipe, the same as that. Okay, see, here's my dilemma, right? Someone said the other day during that live feed, are you going to register these cars? And it is the plan to be able to register and use them, otherwise it's just fucking useless. And in this country, as everyone knows, it is very, very hard with the rules. Okay, so your rule is 75mm overall lift. That's lift and tyres. I can't do that because I don't get high enough, okay? They're your standard 14-inch wheels there, okay? And even just with running your 235/60, right, we have, let's see. Okay, so we're at what? Buddy, we're at 75mm there. Okay, so we're at, so there's it's just too much. All right, so we're over the limit there anyway. All right, so what do? I think I'd love just to stick 100mm in there. Okay, that gives me the 100mm. Make that at 100mm. Okay, that'll give me what I need. That'll give me plenty of tyre clearance here where I'm struggling to get the clearance. Okay, but yeah, it puts the tyre down here. But then these spacers here, I've got to lift them up to 100mm also. See those ones? Right, they're going to be 100. Now that's 50, right? So it's going to be down here, and I just think that that's an excessive amount of twist, if that makes sense to you. Okay, so I'm thinking 75, and I'm going to run box section. So the 75mm box section, I'll have to come and measure this and see where it can sit, so it sits a bit more flush all the way across the chassis, which will give us more rigidity. Okay, does that make sense? How's that word? Rigidity. That can be our word of the day. We might start words of the day. As long as they're swear words, I'll remember them. All right, and this one here is just 50mm. It'll come down 70. Maybe I'll make the spacer longer so it's got more that way, and maybe even make a little bracket that hangs off the side here. It won't bulk to anything, but it'll just be a nice thing. But anyway, I won't, you know, even though I'll be pushing the limits of the law that they give me, I'll go the extra mile and make it as safe as I can and as rigid as I can. What do you reckon? Is that a good trade-off? Works good to me. What about you guys? You don't care, do you? As long as it's up in the air and it looks cool. All right, so I'm going to make a 75mm one of them, which hopefully will be big enough. So I'll make 2 of them. While I'm making them, anyone else has got a Brumby, if you want a set of spacers, because I know that these are hard to buy these days, let me know. I'll make another set, or 5 sets or whatever. Just tell me how many sets you want. Yeah, alright, so I'm off to the steel shop, get some steel and make up the spacers, put it together, see if the wheel's clear. Once the wheel's clear, that's as high as we're going, and then the other ones I'll just make them up to be as good as they are, and then we pull apart the red one and put them all in that. Cool. Alright, here we go. Righto, so here's what I've got going on. Just went to the steel shop and I have to make the lift kit. Okay, so that's what we have now, 50mm lift kit. Okay, so 5mm, 5mm, and 40mm there, which makes it 50mm overall. Okay, that one there is 60mm, no, 65mm, sorry. And then 5mm and 5mm will be 75mm lift. And then that one there is 90mm, right, and then 5mm and 5mm for our top sheets, because I'm going to make that plate there. Okay, so I just got to drill some holes, cut the center out. Yep, that goes on there. Make the top one. Pow, big lift kit. Righto, so that all makes sense to you? Pretty simple, really. Alright, so I'm going to get cutting, drilling, welding and done. It shouldn't take me too long to make up some of these. I don't actually need the 100mm one, but who knows? You never know. You never know what we're going to build down the track. But if I build a template of one now, and yeah. Anyway, but if anyone else wants a lift kit, let us know. I'll knock out another couple. Anyway, I'll get stuck in. Righto, here's where we're up to. I have got my plates. Okay, I've drilled them ones, which are for the top, so they'll be those plates there with the bolts in. I've got the bolts there, so I'm just going to push bolts through and weld them onto there. I've marked out these ones, I've drilled the holes at the bottom. I've got a plasma cut now those holes. Okay, with my cheap eBay plasma cutter that doesn't work very well. So I'll chew them out, do them, round off some corners, do some grinding, and then we'll go out to the car, put them in place, tack them together so it looks like they work very well, and go from there. And then we can try those wheels again and see if everything clears. I'm hoping that the 75mm ones will clear, which will help us a lot with our registration. So I reckon we'll sneak the 75mm past rego, so we'll see how we go though. Alright guys, I might have to register it first with the 50s and then put the 75s in, but anyway, we'll play the game. Alright, I'll get this done and show you what else we're doing. Righto, plasma cutter. So how it works, I suppose. Righto, so I've set my worksheet up here, or my piece of steel, marked out my circle. That's the torch. Okay, it's got a little nozzle in the end there. I'll drill a little hole because it makes it easier to start. Good quality ones will just blow through 10mm steel. Okay, air goes in. Okay, when you press the trigger, shoots air out the nozzle. Okay, yeah, so I'll show you how it works. I don't know if I just explained that right, but anyway. So that there, okay, set it up onto my piece of work. Okay, so that's there. You line it up onto where you want to go, press the button and then earth it like a stick welder. So I'll stop there and just show you what it does. Okay, so that's basically flowing through to the other side, you see there. And yeah, that's simple. You just have to work your way around and in theory it just works. It's a lot easier if you have a centerpiece to roll it round, like a guide, but I'm just sort of freehanding it and doing the best I can with what I've got. So yeah, bit of grinding to do. You can see the other ones here that I've chewed out already. They're hot, so I'm not going to pick them up. But a bit of grinding to do and a bit of cleanup. But you won't see any of that because the piece of tube obviously welds onto there. So anyway, I'll keep getting these cut out, get them cleaned up, weld them together, and yeah, lift this thing up in the air, eh? Alright guys, that's far from our finished product, okay, but that's our 75mm lifter, okay, so that's our 50, and that's our 75, okay. I've still got to grind up all these edges and fully weld it and all the rest of it, but it's just, as you can see, we're running out of daylight, so I just want to get that fitted in there and see if it's going to give us that tyre clearance that we need. So I'm going to get stuck into putting all this together, and then I'll give you a look, and we'll see what our tyre clearance is like, and hopefully 75mm is enough, because with Rego I reckon I'll get away with 75mm. Alright, I'll put this in and I'll show you. Righto, winners and grinners. Okay, so this is where I'm at with the Brumby. I got the other one in last night. It was dark by the time I got it in, and it's bloody cold here today. I know what you people down in Victoria are thinking, cold? Queensland? Once you've been here for a while and then it gets cold, you're just not set up for it anymore. But anyway, alright, so you can see I've still got a lot of grinding to do up in here, but that's got the 75mm spacer in there now, and then that's the clearance. As I push that, you can see with the clearance we've got. I'll still have to trim this up and maybe just smash that with a hammer to give me another 10 or 15mm. So we'll run the 75, I reckon, which will give us the spacing, okay, that we need, and there's clearance on the inside. So I'm just about to go inside now into the workshop and weld up the one for the other side. So my plan is to weld up the one for the other side, make up all those blocks that go in, bolt it all in this car, drop it down on the ground, see what it does, steer it, bounce on it, jumping down. It doesn't run or drive or anything anymore, this thing. And then we can transfer it over to the red one and make it into something good. So that's the plan. And lives. Okay, Saturdays at 10 o'clock, we're going to do lives for an hour or 2 hours every Saturday. And we're going to build something to give away. Okay, Saturday 10 o'clock, I'll put this up. I'll try and edit some of this one tonight, and I'll put this up so you've got a little bit of notice, but I'll put up a thing for the live, and together, by the time we build, it'll take a while. We'll work out who's going to get the vehicle, whether I don't know how we'll work that out, but someone that's going to use it will get it. It's not just someone that wins it and then does nothing with it. Together, as a combined thing, we'll make a choice on who gets it, okay? So anyway, yeah, there you go. You heard it here.